a lot of crucial games in the course. So now, my main chance free the Liverpool game versus Chelsea, because over the English Premier League, that was the biggest game during the weekend. That you opportunity at the share. I have seen several posts and the reactions when it comes to the results of Liverpool versus Chelsea. Over Chelsea reaction there, and a lot of people actually believe that this was a masterstroke performance from Enzo Maresca on the touchline. Any players or involved at the end of the day, they needed to sacrifice so position. Yeah, they are more different positions and more splendid performances in your very good results at the end of the day against Liverpool. On Liverpool side, there are various questions a lot of people are asking. They decline. Don't want to me say Ancelotti, is he the right man for the job? They told me, you know, the Padro don't ask Virgil van Dijk, what is happening to him? Fancy. And there are issues that are being raised about the reasons why Federico Chiesa in your opportunity and from the real team way after 2 good performances. And the Padro don't know what you say was anchor game on your opportunity the bebo. You see, the hindsight of every single game, ebe to me a push you and what can send me any quince walker. So it is very important that sometimes results be bad na BBC unya botre na what me share the subsequent games that you understand. Yeah. The Chelsea Liverpool game, the Madrid game no kwa twice. Madrid game no kwa twice. The Chelsea Liverpool game, Madrid game no twice. The reason why I'm here again twice is because I'm in tears with how a session of Liverpool fans are all over it. Say, Ancelotti Ejumano own team yet. Ejumano Edin Yenyano Kwai, because back to back losses against Crystal Palace, against Galatasaray, and against Chelsea. I'm not for the donor. Yeah, person much say it's easy to find him out. Na Klopp adwuma a wo yeto ho ana ma Ancelotti be di one Ancelotti EDG League. Now this time around the Ancelotti na kase the real test the real test ni o hye ni team no the ababebo fancy me metima ka say two truths can coexist. The time I say two truths can coexist in this matter here, say it is true, say Ancelotti benefited from a certain foundation and Jurgen Klopp aye. But another truth is Ancelotti did a brilliant job with the foundation now Jurgen Klopp to win the league. So when you start discrediting him, say Anna league no J and cry Klopp Juma, Anna Klopp answer for that team na league no. Ancelotti be ya Juma the following season. Now the argument a lot of people will raise again is, oh, na competition in the whole league in never form. And I'm saying two truths can coexist. Yes, it is true. Say maybe the competition last season never form. But another truth is, when somebody wins the league in his first season in the Premier League, you need to give him his flowers.
With them having 8 injuries,
especially when I am Dutch managers from about the Premier League,
don't have the options from the bench, but they
before
have a few good options from the
I believe the most successful Dutch manager in the Premier League was Erik ten Hag, due to the number of trophies of Manchester United. Ancelotti about the league, you know. Shetima also say, Liverpool were fighting on 4 fronts. When it comes to some magic trophy BDC or Monaso, and they won their 20th title. Say they are contributing history books. We say when I did the 20th title, they might Liverpool. We will mention Ancelotti. We will not talk about Jurgen Klopp. So we need to be fair in our assessment when it comes to certain results. Are a PM a day. Losing games is not good for Ancelotti. In terms of standard, I was at Yamano. I say this particular thing here. I was to be asked, say it is easier to get to the top, but maintaining yourself at the top is where the difficulty comes with.
Last season, we lose 2 games.
I lose 2 games
in the Premier League. And this is we lose 2.
This is we lose 2 in 7 games.
Wow.
And fancy, the time make us getting to the top, so we do top in every. Now it's about maintaining the standards and consistently. And when I do money in an hour. But you can't solely blame him for every single thing that Liverpool are going through as it stands now in the last 3 games. Fancy, I have a fair share of, and I have a fair idea about the system you also born in this second season now. But you to me say it is exposing Liverpool. Oh yes, it is exposing Liverpool. But the management and in penny for some so Liverpool did certain mistakes be almost aware of it.
It is
a replacing Obi to say Alexander Trent Arnold.
It
is not about the position. Fancy, I had me by analysis. I had data and statistics everything come over about the importance of the role of Alexander Trent Arnold and Liverpool set up him.
So not just position.
Not just about so able to assist, creativity, playmaking. Sanyo Mami and Sawi. From Alexander Trent Arnold.
Wow.
In this Liverpool setup. So Utiemia and maybe our position as we are being reactive towards the loss. What did they mention us? We are only speaking to things I did to me say specific roles we are not players we done and do with team no. What could top player about be replace with position no? Say the same player crown abemana I was said your ball kakofa and ba some bears edumano. It was to me. So Liverpool actually brought in a bit of Flow and Vet to come and give the numbers of Alexander Trent Arnold in this Liverpool setup. But Oba, you know, numbers don't all from Liverpool.
Okay, see, say me to see said the Ashafone at Seafon Suit, see me to see her. Arnold, no man and uncle, the Liverpool. Say, yeah, the Jeremy from Ponaba. Now, from point me, my those numbers in the quadra, ye, Jessa, a Sudine, the Ama, Florian Vet.
Didn't you know Mokoto Florian Vet for?
Assist Arnold, the money
playmaking
just I'm saying, then 2 minutes, and a flick or the man Mohamed Salah said, or then I left you flick money. It was a glorious opportunity.
What did you mention? I say, share the amount of money a mom would go buy. I will give a statistics be the Ama Shadrach, not Washamaye with how Mohamed Salah. No, the most brightest spark in this particular Liverpool team are also a lot of goals. The Maomo fancy the numbers now at Tiaba from Bibri. Now he has become the Achilles heel of Liverpool. Whenever Chelsea wanted to also beat Liverpool's press, na fa baby Mohamed Salah na day. And there are also similarities between Eric Ten Hag's second season in terms of team shape and Liverpool. There is a big gap between Liverpool defense and your midfield. Not the midfield of Liverpool and the attack of Liverpool, but the midfield of Liverpool and the defense of Liverpool. More reasons why I know Moses Caicedo exploit Saturday no exploit his space Van Dijk na onhunu say or step it up. And also okonechi because gap no mu a. O step it up na mu kokam sisi a waso be hye. First one step it up so obi ti say Moses Caicedo adan no ho biem. Shot ne be dey ebeko puyaka. And teams are more exploiting Liverpool now. Let's go back and go and watch Bournemouth versus Liverpool.
Semenyo.
The defense and the midfield, the space between the two of them. It will be during Eric Ten Hag time. You be two. Okay, I'm the picture between man. I'm the like a cracker. Be aside midfielders. The gap between my United midfield and defense. Let them say so go near. But that is the same thing I'm seeing with this particular Liverpool side. And I think the players who are supposed to be in form to help Liverpool lose form kakra. McAllister lose form. Kodigapo lose form. Kunata lose form.
Salah so count.
Salah so lose form.
You say Obidia Sisias, I say now Salah and Arnold a partnership on the right flank. No, in who as a Omunubia man in your side.
You see, high risk, high reward. Yenya Juma we kakra. When Alexander Trent Arnold was at Liverpool, because of the intelligence on the ball, off the ball, then only be a bonnet chigaba because you say he be about to be. But opponents were not committing so much to attack Liverpool because when Liverpool in transition are dangerous, they don't need 4 or 5 passes to reach your penalty box. They only need Alexander Trent Arnold or Robertson on the ball. No matter 2 defense in 2 on counter attack. It is a Liverpool now on the breaker. You have on the match Trent Arnold now done in hope but this time around, opponents will be much more confident to take the risk against Liverpool because when Liverpool wants to hit them on counter attack, they are too slow. And they need to put in a lot of passes. And Ocheki Florent Veta, ka one vision pass beko Salah. Another vision pass beko Salah, but enko. This was done no crab no about 1-2. Not the ball na room the call. But with this particular Liverpool team as compared to last season and how one Trent Arnold yet threat my opponent. When Liverpool have the ball, no, and then opponents need to be, they will commit, there will be a high risk, high reward. That is why Liverpool games mostly ended in basketball results. Said the Nakara Gekano. It is Check Ten Hag, so second season were United. Omuka the same thing. I don't know if you realize it. Say Man United games in it higher basketball. Is it a Dutch thing? Because I believe so. Only one particular team, they will laugh, and our coaches they will love to take the risk, attack, press. But definitely, if opponents grow confident against them, it becomes a liability. It's your the gap between the defense and the midfield will always give you problems, and this is where they stand. And then more say, top players know what team uniform. Top players now come experienced players now come more than also musomuno because I believe say come more than musomo can list results will be much better.
Okay.
But from Niniwo, na say we dey dia Salah onam tokrun pan no abashe. Statistics now ready. Masada can fan to screen so na hunu ade a to Salah this season. Then you look at where Chelsea was also building from in this particular game. Salah da brehona. It know Jeremy from Pond in film. Now or the Bradley Aba just say or try to be siliwo. Then you say both game Nana Gravenberch across center back. This is almost like battle because a hot pressure no ya ding. Adintia. Ejumano has a fleck I'm sure to be very frustrated with how he's seen his team. But this is his team. You can't spend £450 million on players and not get results. It's actually by any man fan. Fancy 2018-2019. The expected goals for Mohamed Salah. Any expected assists next second and fourth meboa. 19-20 second and third meboa. 2020-2021 second and second meboa.
Yes.
21-22 second and second beam.
Yes.
22-23 second and third. 23-24 sixth and seventh. 20 last season your ball. Your Premier League says and first. This is the Nazai
29th and 14th.
And your top 10. What drop is say who
expected goals. SG.
Due to two reasons. One, the absence of Trent Arnold. Two, on one uniform. Nobody in the Liverpool setup and assisting Mohamed Salah more than Alexander Trent Arnold. No single player in the Liverpool setup in him. And now the creativity is not coming from the fullbacks. Fancy. Now the creativity is supposed to come from the number 10. It is a Florent Veta in the right half space. On the screen, the graph now, they are to see. He is always, which is too chaotic. Too chaotic. Liverpool will need to find a solution as soon as possible. I know the international break will come as soon as possible. They'll do better. You see, Hansi Flick can come on also some Mama Casa we say. Hansi Flick system we are as Haji League Mabasa.
Yes.
But Barcelona supporters need to say na Hansi Flick na will lose PSG, will lose Sevilla 4-1. The system where there was sound wa. You see, fancy na any sound come away. System, formation, no, nyama bebre no. Totally different. And I said the Yantias Yeni who city no. Tembiana ye prepare ho. It didn't come be a new quasi yedi. So be setting it up, with team up a 3-4-3, 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1. On paper, we speak about that as formation. The system has to do with what players are supposed to do when they have the ball. Not in their positions, but how men execute a role like they are day. Yeah, they are more out of possession to the same thing. So our thinking and here about Anna highline thing here say personal makes system works. Tinie. And yes, a system yes to one na na wo kwakọ ye ho adwuma. Personal no musi aka wo mu we need to make the system work. I to say fancy ya set up studio when you now be a radio station. Nipa ba ko fana betina radio station na be ma radio station na active aye adwuma na meboa. Even DJ kura no de nyum tuma nyum ni besi e wo so obi betina ho na nyum no abemi anchen. Aka say next one enye dey. Emo. So everything about a whole system, about the whole formation, about the whole approach into games, rules and its execution, it depends on the personnel who are into this particular setup. Sometimes the reason why we blame coaches in here say, "Oh, team say rule not their money pan or yeah." But you know, and found fast will be announced so papa be a family team no, and need to move. So coaches have a part to play. But I think for certain roles, you understand, certain special profiles are needed for it. Meno yebeshi season asa na meka say Barcelona empe kwan bi so no mo fan solve the absence of Inigo Martinez issue no. Ahana me better na meka asa asem no. Ahana better. Hwe no ade a Ronaldo o koye wo Barcelona game nim. Hansi Flick will also be relishing the opportunity say or the be kata ade bi e dey attack ni say the second season wo team bi anko yi. From the German national team to Bayern Munich. And in Como, I say the second season it don't usually end well. But I think he has done superbly well with this particular Barcelona team with the financing situation of Barcelona. Fancy, Barca team no almost facing a lot of financial struggles. I think if he had the opportunity, Akomeah center back Akomeah be. Scale Honoma come back of Billy Biaba. What did they mention as no? Because one Garcia solid injury situation is so affected no. Because I actually believe the defensive organization, the goalkeepers are apart. Anyhow influential he was for them in the first few games. She saves are not here. You don't always have to look at your team to be good. Sometimes you need a goalkeeper in the goalpost. I'm not saying checks in here bad. But I'm only trying to say one Garcia proved edge points with him at Barcelona at the start of the season, and now only one of them. They'll be affected a little bit. They were
crucial saves.
Crucial. They'll be affected a little bit. But on more defense, no more defensive shape. Any the highline or more bono, any similar goals here, they show one zero goals on the show. Opponent in the bubble now no more BM wings, no more isolated the wing, the fullback, any winger no. Then not cross number a term say because of Barcelona's highline, they are always second to the boss. But Inigo Martinez's presence always first to the ball because he will anticipate so well the target of crossing the baby echo. Nipakra echo so. Then intercepts Panya no ajebono restart attack. Another thing, Barcelona were benefiting from the fact that Ushomu 2 or measure 4. Ushomu 5 or measure 6 last season. But this time around, no, Yama injury situations in India here in and out. Number 2, Rafinha now no second to Lami Yamala. Kene goes muya di obeshe bi yare ama no so e pra kwede akotena nchen. Ferran Torres is not coming in. Lewandowski gives you goals, then goals of because enyini yede e banafem. But Marcus Rashford is proving to be a signing for Barcelona. I'm so proud of it because Ononabe Rasetap is assisting, he's scoring many a times. But the whole system and personnel no at Barcelona no me pesa Barca for be gidi na coach na sana system no sana na that system we are na ma league je system we are na do the semi final. There are times you can alternate, but I actually believe that it's a matter of personnel rather than the system for Hansi Flick. Mimi GD no.
Okay, see players now on mobile born na a problem.
Mimi GD no.
But a coach system.
It's not the coach. It's every time. This is your more fun winning matches, baby. This is, I think, in the La Liga. This is the second game about Barcelona. And I started La Liga. Just second game about Barcelona Lusuni. Real Madrid lose how many matches?
Madrid won.
One. So no points gap in the cry say.
21-19.
So sometimes calm down. Madrid trade Barcelona move 8 points on the G League. And I think if Barcelona would have means share one person who Inigo Martinez so far so or call Anna say what Anna said this season to Anna say last season. Last season Anna say any this season Anna say sometimes you get it wrong, sometimes you get it right. But I think say it's too early to start calling for the heads of coaches near the day. He will touch it a little bit. But I think there are certain players who fit into certain systems. So fancy unim say Robin Pan left way. Or Katini no be shoot over show. Unim say was me tackle left no. But you didn't ya personnel no. Anthony or ball left me boy. But attack Anthony was left to this one Kelly. Obitima attack na jebo. AD personnel differences. MTA. Sa an system tie.
Okay.
Because if the highlight is solid, you can counter press so well. As indicated. And you look at something like say a ball highlight now, you press your opponent so well. First phase, second phase. Or dominating with numbers. Overload. But this time around, you are scared. Turn in between the two. Me ko highlight na space be them. Me slow me committee e be boys mechi. It will take Kubasi see they need to go back to last season the way they were pressing. It is because the personnel in the highline makes it quite scary. So be peer no abon to clone one man or team dey akwakurem. But I think Manchester United for the first time Ruben Amorim this is what keep clean sheet ana.
Was a more buffy dia as I'm on the morning was raw, but I really a problem.
Hey, Manchester team we all with Bisha na mesre. You go fancy. Team no. Yeah, but Bobo na with Bisha more questions. Say Manchester be better turn up.
More two different faces.
A coat with many colors. But I think for international break, he'll be okay. He pressure be free no so kakra. But going forward, Liverpool is the bigger test.
Okay. Mate, Mike.
Fancy me da say yenche tie for you na yenche obi so a or share the interesting angles from the weekend. What do I have to touch on? A lot, but they come manya there, and the social media name in terms of see deeper analysis of the Emmanuel maybe for a player or team no. Social media and internet nama you glossy over some of the eyeball way na no. For instance, Liverpool could have beaten Chelsea. Chelsea could have also beaten Liverpool like they did. It wasn't the game Chelsea dominated. So over no results, you know, oh, Anna Slaughter loses 3 matches at Tuaso, and you will lose 3 matches at Tuaso, the idea on Yadi Wasa. All of a sudden, Maresca, tactical genius, because what she shared in the coaching Koye into Washe Liverpool, I'm for referee. So he also made mistakes with how he managed the previous games, particularly against Manchester United. The internet does not forget, but it looks like football fans on the internet forget easily. So you are good today, tomorrow, Emma, you're referee, say football, no. It is not always as we envisage. And certain factors that play out clearly tells that in Abo. In this game, I don't think it was more about Liverpool's inefficiency than Chelsea being very good, especially from the coaching point of view. So, Liverpool, you forget that it was a day Chelsea turned up and they applied the coaching principles effectively. For instance, now if a picture being sent to Shadrach, the lead up to Caicedo goal no share.
Yes.
Check a build up no again. Check Chelsea's second goal too. But the end way home common way. Shadrach, me patch send a picture be of Caicedo goal no share. No. I will want to explain certain things. Chelsea set up in a manner where it was very confusing for Liverpool to deal with Chelsea's shape.
True.
Sure, be a white line na my and dot. No.
I will halfway line let you know.
Why na war a tiffin ni faso no? James. Why na wo benkum so?
Kuku.
Good. Now, James effectively and the role he played, he was a right back or a centre back. Gusto was a right back or a midfielder. These confusing profiles was confusing to the Liverpool team. So at any point in time, Chelsea had 2 free men on either side of the flanks, whether left or right, and then they had a free man in the middle. Gusto was mobile, or Romy Park Neso, on Jinafako. So it was constantly difficult for Liverpool to set up and then trigger a press. So check my ABC. Oh, she screen as well. But they are still in the kita ball. No? There's almost like Ayano, Boninim. He's blocking the passing channel to Caicedo.
Yes.
To me, mom fan home called Caicedo. Salah has done similar. What has he done? Blocked the passing channel to a likely Enzo Fernandez. Ryan Gravenberch so by Enzo Fernandez. The confusion here, Alexis McAllister and Cody Gakpo. McAllister and the general referee named Chemu Hono in between Van Dijk and Milos Kekes on ESC. He doesn't know whether to stick to Gusto and now obey Jaina Magakpo. So Jaina, it means Rhys James is free. And then at the extreme right, Pedro Neto is also free.
Yes,
again, because saying 2 extra men on the flanks.
Yes.
On the bar, CSWA, Gravenberch yes or Confin Fiakwa join here. 2 players on the flanks at the left, Enzo Fernandez and then Cucurella is free.
One to me.
So Liverpool just couldn't cope, and the best thing was to maintain a narrow shape. And the young canton. Now this is where Gusto's role played a pivotal way in the game.